Well, I would encourage those, and now this is going on, a lot of independent filmmakers, independent record companies, and because of the internet, because of computer tools like Pro Tools and stuff like that, it makes it a lot more open for bands to do their own thing now. And what happened was, before I was on a major label, I already put out about 3 separate recordings that were independent label. So I was already established on the road. I had a little fan base, you know, whatever. And I was already into touring. So I already had a lot to back me up. And I would encourage artists as they grow to get, before you go, it's like anything, before you jump in and say, I want to marry you, you need to work some issues out. It's a big commitment. Same with a record deal. It's a major commitment. It's like signing a major bank loan. You're going to be stuck for a while. So I would encourage them to do things independently. I think that's what made me a stronger artist when I finally got signed to a major label. I knew the business a bit. I went independent for a while, so I knew how to make a recording. I could answer questions a little easier. I was a veteran already by the time I made it on the major labels. You have to surround yourself. I'm not a good businessman, so if I was, I would be doing more for myself, but I recognized right away my strengths and my weaknesses, and that's a weakness for me, finances. So you surround yourself with great business managers, and eventually you can find those at certain levels. Now, if you're at a beginning level and nobody's really believing you or seeing you for what you are, then you need to have your wife or your brother or somebody help you along the way, which is fine. But when you get up to a major label, then yeah, I had guys trying to be my agent, my manager and stuff, and you have to pick right people for that. So they're the ones now that are doing that for me. They're counsel, they're strong counsel. They're like, to me, I relate to that as a tribal person. In our tradition, in our tribe, pretty much the Mohicans were matriarchal, and the women made the final decisions. Their decision was very important. They would go to the women in charge at the end of it, but they would have every tribal member agreeing before they would step into war against another nation. Every tribal member, as far as on the council goes, that were voting members had to vote on it. If one was off, they'd wait a week or so and go into it again. And if it seemed like they didn't want to go, they wouldn't go. So that's the way I work things. I work with my people, so to speak. Now, I'm not an independent artist. I am somewhat, but I'm interdependent. That word works in this business. The way you're going to make it in this business, I realize, is interdependence. First of all, I want to tell the students, this is for the ones advanced and the ones still thinking about it yet, to really search their heart and try to find what's your priority. If it's about money or about fame, those should be flags, first of all. What you're going to have to deal with is music. In my world, as a touring musician, involves the road, it involves a lot of sacrifice, a lot of practice, a lot of time, a lot of risk. There's no guarantee of anything in any aspect of the music business, so to speak. So find your calling. If it is music, if it's music therapy, if it's being a road musician, if it's being an A&R man or running a record label or making music videos, great. Just go through things and be honest with yourself to find what your calling is. You may find out that it isn't music. You know, me as a musician, as dedicating my whole life, I want more people out there who are the real thing. I don't want the wannabes. There's a lot of people wishing they were in the business and halfway there. You don't need to do that. But I encourage you to find your calling, wherever that may be. And you may find out that it isn't in the music business. It may be something else, but related to music. So I just do an inventory. And I think if you're honest, you can find out. And then get ready to experience. I would say move to a music center, whether that be Nashville, New York City, or LA. I would say move in and take your time. I found mentors in John Hartford, John Prine, Arlo Guthrie, Michael Murphy, and then eventually moved up to Pearl Jam and Tori Amos. Hung out with these people, not just from a distance, was with them, was speaking to them, questioning them. These people all have helped me. They didn't stop me from advancing in my career. They just helped me along the way. That's who you need to speak to. You don't need to go to Ramada Inns and find the Ramada Inn band and hang out, get drunk and listen to them do cover songs for 6 hours. You need to go into the real zone, the war zone. You need to talk to the real thing. So don't accept counterfeits. Take the real thing.